Hello, and welcome to your OnRamp Material Resource Planning, or MRP, tutorial. In this tutorial, we will cover understanding MRP, calculating the projected inventory and other MRP values, completing MRP tables, and updating MRP suggest work and purchase orders. Material Resource Planning, or MRP, is the process of translating a production schedule for an end product to a set of time-based requirements for all the sub-assemblies and parts needed to make that set of finished goods. MRP should be used as a decision support system that provides suggested orders. Planners make any required modifications to the suggested orders and then finalize them. In other words, MRP is used to suggest a schedule of what parts should be available and when to satisfy part demand. MRP calculates material requirements and schedules based on the following factors. The two simplest factors are supply, what you have, and demand, what you need. After that, it gets more complicated. Part lead time is the time it takes to convert the material into the product in demand. For example, if you were to purchase a table and a box from a certain furniture store, it may take you 3 hours to convert the parts in that box into a table. That 3 hours is your part lead time. Safety lead time, a buffer measured in days that is required between the planned supplied deliveries and the demand. For example, you have a friend that is always about half an hour late for events. For an upcoming surprise party, to ensure that they are there before the guest of honor, you tell them the party starts at 6:30 instead of 7. That 30 minutes is your safety lead time. Order lot horizon is the number of days forward that MRP uses to calculate material requirements. For example, to avoid cooking every day, you decide to spend 1 day preparing your meals and putting them in a fridge. However, the food goes bad if it's not consumed in 5 days. So you have to cook once every 5 days. Those 5 days is your order lot horizon. This is often represented by a ruler when we are manually calculating MRP. The order multiplier. Every order must be a multiple of this number. MRP will use this number when calculating how much to order. For example, if you need a nail from the hardware store, you may buy a box of 25 instead of 1, 2, or 10. In this case, the nail part order multiplier would be 25. Order minimum is the minimum number of parts to order. For example, if you have a part that has a 12-hour setup time, but it doesn't occupy a lot of room and it is needed regularly. So you can state that when creating a work order for this part, the minimum number to make is 1,000, to minimize the time spent on setup. 1,000 would be your order minimum. Safety stock is the minimum amount of inventory to keep available to minimize risk. For example, you know that the nearest gas station is 40 kilometers away, and a liter of gas takes you 10 kilometers. If you want to be sure you don't have to walk to the gas station, your car needs at least 4 liters of gas at all time. That is your safety stock. MRP calculates the projected inventory by looking at what's currently in stock, your inventory, and your vendor purchase orders or work orders, which is your supply, minus sales orders, which is your demand. Or as a formula, projected inventory equals inventory plus supply minus demand. Often this is done manually on an MRP table. Your firm may be using the following table or something similar. With this, based on upcoming demand, along with some other variables, like a safety stock or order multiplier, you can calculate when you will need to increase supply to ensure that your parts supply meets your client demands. For a single purchase part, like a screw, with clearly indicated values, creating an MRP chart is easy, as seen in the following example. Screw A has the following characteristics. There are 35 in inventory today, and there is an upcoming order for 50 parts to be shipped in 5 days. Based on these values, the MRP will suggest that you have 15 parts supplied to inventory within 5 days. So first we find the first negative and the highest negative, which in this case is on the same day, the 5th day, of minus 15, and we add a supply of 15. There can be other factors at play as well, like safety stock or safety lead time. Take the following example to include these two factors, still with just that one screw. Part A has the following characteristics. There's an inventory of 12 today. There's an upcoming order for 57 parts to be shipped in 5 days. Your safety lead time is 1 day to ensure there are no delays and make sure that your order is ready for shipment 1 day ahead of schedule of the customer requested delivery date. Safety stock. Due to the nature of the part, it is recommended that at least 40 be in inventory at any time. To represent this on an MRP table, you add 40 to your safety stock delta, which subtracts from your projected inventory to minus 28. So we take our first negative and our highest negative, and we see that they are within the order lot horizon of 5 days. So MRP will suggest that you need 28 parts on day 1 to satisfy the safety stock requirements, and a total of 80 parts supplied to inventory by day 5. Our planner has decided that we can carry the load for the full 85 parts on day 1, thus avoiding having to set up production again for this part. So here it is on an MRP table, with 85 added to the supply. Now, because of the way we set up the calculation, a value of 0 on projected inventory means that there's 40 items in stock to satisfy the safety stock requirements. Of course, for manufactured parts with multiple levels, each with differing lead times, safety stocks, and order multipliers, automated systems simplify this process and ensure you do not run out of parts, as we can see in the following example. Part A10001 has the following characteristics, all with the values as listed on screen. Part A10001, there is 0 in inventory. The current demand is there is 12 parts to be shipped in 8 days. The safety lead time says that to ensure there are no delays, orders should be ready for shipment 1 day ahead of the customer requested delivery date. The part is ready in groups of 1, which is our order multiplier, and the minimum order quantity is 1, which is our order minimum. Safety stock. Due to the nature of the part, there should be 0 in inventory if there are no upcoming orders. Based on these values, you will need 7 MRP charts, 1 for each part on the BOM and 1 for the part itself. First, I'll fill out the MRP factors for each of the assemblies, starting with A1001. Lead time 0, safety lead time 1, plot order horizon 5, order multiplier 1, order minimum 1, with 0 safety stock. Part H2000, safety lead time 3, order multiplier minimum of 25, with a safety stock of 15, and currently 15 in supply. For H3000, we have a supply of 20, safety lead time of 1, and a multiplier and minimum of 25, with a safety stock of 10. Part H4000 has a supply of 14, a safety lead time of 0, order multiplier and minimum of 20, with a safety stock of 10. Part PC1001 has 0 in supply, 2 safety lead time, 2 order multiplier, and 2 order minimum, with a 0 safety stock. Part PC1002 has a safety stock of 2, 0 in supply, safety stock of 3, 0 in supply, 2 multiplier, 2 minimum, with 0 safety stock. SP1000 has a safety lead time of 4, 0 in supply, 4 multiplier, 4 minimum, with 0 safety stock. So that's all our sub-assemblies filled out. Now we have to discern what we need for the demand. So based on the safety lead time for part A1001, we need all those parts in demand 1 day before A1001 is due. So by the 7th day, we better have all those parts in so we can start assembling A1001. Now H2000 has a 3-day safety lead time, so we need those parts 3 days before, so on day 4. H3000 has a 1-day safety lead time, so on day 6 we need 36. However, we can't forget about the order multipliers. So let's go back to 2000 and switch that to 50, which is the nearest multiple of 25, and the same for H3000. On H4000, the order multiplier is 20, with a 0 lead time, so 40 on the 7th is when we need them. For PC1001, with a lead time of 2, and order multiplier 2, with the same for 1002. SP1000, with that 4-day safety lead time, means we have to get those 36 pieces in production in 3 days, 36 being a multiple of 4. And with that, our chart is filled out. Can't forget to take a look at our safety stock to ensure that all requirements are met. As complicated as this was, for one part with 6 component parts, imagine the same for all the parts you produce plus reused component parts, like a screw that is used on 2 or more assembled parts. In OnRamp, if we add the desired values to the part setup, or the part master, the bill of material master, routing detail, and maybe a couple other screens, all of your purchase orders and work orders are automatically created for you based on upcoming sales orders when you run the MRP. This concludes our tutorial for material resource planning. Thank you for watching and have a good day.